everybody, I'm Courtney here with Schneider Driver Recruiting along with April. Today we got special guest Steve with us for one of our instructors here at the Green Bay Operating Center. We just wanted to talk to you a little bit about orientation, what to expect whether you're experienced or inexperienced, kind of give you just a broad overview, rundown, and a little bit of an inside perspective of what happens once you come on board. So we'll kind of kick it off, broad overview. Steve, you mostly work with inexperienced drivers, but it's a mix of a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, correct.
Perfect. So just to kind of give you a broad overview, inexperienced orientation, about that 18-day in length mark. If you're experienced, 4 days. And now we're talking solely van truckload, dedicated accounts, things like that. Yep, absolutely.
And the orientation structure would also be similar for someone in teams. We don't do team orientation here in Green Bay at our headquarters, but the length would be the same. That inexperienced would be the 3 weeks in length, or the experience would be that 4 days in length, and working on van truckload or dedicated accounts. So very similar, in the information we're going to be sharing with you today. So want to first of all start out to give a little bit more background on this guy right here. So
you're a celebrity around here. We have to kind of interrogate you a little bit. Absolutely.
So go ahead. Okay, so first question. How long have you been with Schneider?
Been with Schneider since 2006.
2006. And then did you start out as a driver first before this current role? Just give us a little bit of that history.
Driver for 2 years, three years. Training engineer for probably about 6 months, and then came in here about 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Okay.
It'll be 9 years in February.
Wow, very nice. So one of the questions that I get, and I'm sure you get it as well from your drivers, is, hey, I'm driving currently, but down the road I would love to become a training engineer. Can you talk a little bit about that process of how a driver can transition, into that different role?
Absolutely. You can make sure you're driving for at least 9 months, no accidents. Make sure you're doing your logs properly, doing your procedures properly. After 9 months, you can express to your DBL, your driver business leader, that you want to become a training engineer, and we'll bring you through here actually as a trainer.
So is there a little bit of like a mini training engineer orientation?
Yes, they're here for approximately a week. They work with our students that we're working with, and we evaluate them evaluating the students.
Right. Okay.
So it just it goes hand in hand. And actually, we just had one guy who was going to be pulling one of the students out of this current classroom right now and be taking him on the road. He
cool.
Training engineered last week.
Oh, perfect. And so it does show that there's not just one specific thing you can do once you come on board. You can definitely grow and advance. We do get that quite a bit. Like, if I'm really enjoying this, what else can I do? So we get that a lot. Now, as a trainer, when you're seeing people come in, we know day one is a lot of paperwork, doing your physicals, whatever it may be. After that first day, what can they basically expect? We give them a broad breakdown when they're on the phone, but what's the thing I guess you would want most of the drivers to know when they come on?
Well, basically you have the first week you have a half a day of class, half a day of driving. First morning, on Wednesday morning, you're out with the truck with the instructor. They're doing demonstrations on how to do the coupling, the pre-trip, the pump down. We do a demo drive on how we do our drives, how we do our turns, how we do button hook turns. We show them how we do our backs. Then we let them drive.
Right.
And we assess how they do. And then that afternoon they're going to be in a classroom. The following morning they're in a truck again, and they're going to show us how to do all the demonstrations we just did.
Perfect.
And basically what we're doing, we know our drivers have come out of CDL school. We just want to make sure they can drive the way Schneider wants them to drive.
Right.
So we sort of got to forget about some of the stuff they were taught in school and do it the way that Schneider wants.
Right. We get that question a lot. Like, I'm just got out of school, but I was really struggling with my backing or something like that. I guess and you can reiterate too, we expect you to know how to drive.
Correct.
Just want to make sure you can get that Schneider the way we wanted you to do it here.
Correct. We're not a school.
Right.
We're not a school.
Yep.
So basically we hope that you have the skills
yeah.
to achieve what you have to achieve. But yeah, we basically will back you every day. We will drive you every day. We will do all that stuff. So after Tuesday, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, half a day in the truck. They actually go into our workflow, which is our loads and everything else like that, on Friday, but they still drive a half a day on that day.
Right.
So they're driving half a day those 3 days. Saturday is basically computer work. They're on a computer for about 6 or 7 hours, depending on how long it takes to get it. Sunday they have off. Monday, Tuesday they're in the truck the whole day. Tuesday we have the option of road testing them, make sure they're qualified to pass what we want to do, making sure they're doing what Schneider wants them to do it. Wednesday, they're full day in class, finishing off the workflow part of it, and then Thursday, half a day in the truck. Friday, they're doing sliding the tandems, the fifth wheel. There's a lot of bells and whistles going on here. And right now, the classroom right now, they're actually currently teaching them how to get on the tablet. We're actually doing tablet training.
Perfect. And just to reiterate too, this is obviously inexperienced orientation.
Correct.
And majority are consecutive days, but now like here in Green Bay and DCC, they get that Sunday off. But most of the time, that can change up. Yeah.
Basically, after they're done with this class, they will go out with the printing engineers. They can be Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Some of them will be back meeting them on Tuesday, and they'll go out with that training engineer for a week, and they're actually just honing their skills that they have.
Right.
Okay. Once they're done with that, they're handed off to their DVL, and they get their truck.
Yeah.
One of the questions that we get all the time, kind of going back a little bit what we've touched on before, say you have a driver that really is struggling with backing, or one of those maneuvers. Is there a way that they can get a little extra help if needed? How does that whole process kind of work?
It depends on attitude. If they have a positive attitude and they're doing this stuff and they really want to do it, I put in the extra effort. I tell my drivers that, you know what, I'm here to help you guys succeed, right? I'm going to give you all the tools you need to succeed. It's up to you to actually put forth that effort and try and get where you need to be. But yes, I have backed the person the whole afternoon because that's what he wanted to do.
Okay.
He could drive down the road, he can make his turns, he could do everything else properly. If he's struggling in backing, yes, I will help him with that. But like I said, we're not a school.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, and I like that you said that too, because you try to reiterate that sometimes, but it's good to know that not only an instructor here in Green Bay, but any operating center, all on the same type of attitude.
Right.
If you're willing to put in the effort, put forth the effort, we're willing to work with you too.
I have a lot of tools in my bag, so
Yeah.
I can pull out all these tools and try to help the people out. So.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what I think puts especially a new driver at ease too. If they want to be here and be successful, and it's just that little snag that we can help them out too.
Right.
Perfect.
Another question that we get quite often is, are there written tests? A lot of people are not test-taking individuals, so how does that test part of it work?
There's a lot of written tests. There's actually tests on the first day. Most of your tests you have to have 80% or better to pass. All of our tests are open book, so you're able to look at the book. You're able to get your answers.
Yeah,
so
that's helpful
absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the unwritten rule is basically they have to be able to pass 80% or better on their test.
Okay.
And no more than 3 fails on one test.
Okay. So multiple chances are there. Then it's not
Right.
like a one and done
No.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Perfect.
So I think as a total, if you missed 5 complete tests, then it would be a different story. But,
Right.
But it's 3 on 1 and then 5 total.
Right. Awesome. And just wanted to once again reintroduce ourselves so we know we're live. So I'm Courtney and April from the Schneider and Steve. I was saying from recruiting and then go to the instructor. Steve, one of our instructors here at our Green Bay Operating Center.
Right.
We are live, so you can definitely ask questions below. Whatever you need to know about, whether it's, we're talking a little more about inexperienced orientation today, but also that experience we have to simple 4-day orientation Monday through Thursday. Sometimes out on the road Friday.
Well, sometimes
Depends.
Friday, no.
No,
They usually get the weekend off. They usually get the weekend off before they do that.
I have heard some people say, "Can I get into a truck on Friday?"
Yeah, but there is some
So, yes.
that 4-day classes. It's depending on what they go into, what actually.
Right.
They
So
might
a
have to have additional training.
Simple, if it's a simple van truckload account,
Right.
and they say, "I want to be in a truck by Friday," is that
Yeah.
possible?
We've had drivers that do that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and Steve mentioned additional training on accounts and things like that. That is definitely something that's offered for if you're on Home Depot account.
Home Depot, Viricon, flatbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're on one of those accounts, we do offer, in addition to that original training, action training.
Right.
Yep. And that it should be verbalized to you via your recruiter in all emails. So just making sure that you know that you're going to get that extra training afterwards too. Is definitely 100%.
And some of our dedicated accounts also have what we call a mentorship program. So it's not necessarily extra training, if you will, but where you're out with that additional driver, especially in those dedicated accounts, just to kind of learn the ropes a little bit more before we just send you on your way on the solo part of it.
Oh, absolutely. Home Depot's a one good one like that. Family Dollar's also like
Family
that.
Dollar, yep.
They will send you out once. What's that? It's making noise.
That's okay. Well, hey, we are at, like we mentioned before, at the Green Bay Operating Center. Behind us is basically like the yard, and with the variety of different trainers you can see. They'll take you out to talk a little bit about pre-trip, post-trip, whatever it may be, how to hook, whatever it may be.
Coupling and uncoupling.
Coupling up. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's Friday afternoon and my brain was not reading the words, so thank you, Steve. That's why he's here. So if you're coming here, that's what you can definitely expect. We're in our cafeteria as well. Obviously, each operating center looks a little different, has different amenities, but we just wanted to kind of give you a vibe too, and kind of show you around as well. So if you're coming to Green Bay anytime in the future, this is kind of what you can expect. A majority of our operating centers have the same type of equipment or classrooms, simulators,
Correct.
whatever it may be. So do you want to go take a walk and kind
Sure.
of show off real quick
Sure.
what we're looking
We'll
at?
go to simulators first. That's the furthest away.
Sounds good.
And like Steve mentioned
Sorry,
before,
we're splitting up.
we have a classroom right now that's going through tablet training. Steve, can you tell us a little bit about the tablet? And
It's basically your workflow on a tablet phone.
Right.
So that's all it is. So it's,
Right.
As opposed to a Qualcomm or a unit like that. So
yeah, now the trucks still have the Qualcomms.
yes.
Are these tablets at some point in time hoping
Eventually,
to
the
replace?
Qualcomms will go away and it'll be all tablets.
All tablets.
Yeah.
I've heard a little bit of like, oh no, I'm not sure about the tablet. You said they spend a couple of hours on tablet training.
It's
More or
easier
less,
than
easier than the
oh, yeah.
Qualcomm. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
You try to put somebody at ease as to it's not a bad thing that we're trying to do.
Let me put it this way: I was here before the Qualcomm.
Before the what? They had
Yes.
things before Qualcomm.
Yes, they had these big
Paper
boxes,
logs.
right? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so I had to learn it, and it wasn't easy. So.
Yeah,
And I finally got it learned this year, and now we're doing the tablets.
Have you seen positive
Yeah.
impacts with the
Oh, yeah.
tablets
Oh,
as
yeah.
well?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I like it. I
Yeah.
actually hauled a couple of loads with
Perfect.
the tablet. It's
What I've heard,
super easy.
what I've heard the best is what they really like is being able the mobility, taking it into the customer.
Right.
Checking
Have all your numbers, everything.
Yep, absolutely.
So-
Taking it home, and you can take them home with you.
Yeah,
Correct?
absolutely.
They're assigned to you, so that's perfect.
Correct.
Awesome, wonderful,
Just got to log out of it when you get out of the truck.
perfect.
I'll take
All
you
right.
down here. I'll just sort of
Okay.
show you the cylinders are not fired up yet. I wish I would have known that.
No, that's okay.
I would have fired them up. I failed to mention on the second week, that's part of our second week is doing our simulator training.
Now, can you kind of talk a little bit about
Yeah.
the purpose of a simulator, basically?
Yeah. Come on through. Drew, our cameraman, I got to mention him. Anyway, we have simulators back here. Basically, we do this for steer tire blowout, what to do in case of a steer tire blowout, how to maintain control of your lane, watching the traffic around you. We also teach skid. We do a skid pad where basically we put the truck into a skid and basically they get themselves out of it multiple times. We're just trying to give them that knee-jerk reaction, letting off the throttle, letting everything, letting the tires get rolling traction and getting yourself out of that skid. And then the other one we do is a snub mountain braking. Is basically you go down a mountain mountain grade without the use of a Jake brake. This is normally during wet, rainy, slippery conditions because the Jake brake could actually put you in the skid.
Right.
But yeah, they go through like 3 or 4 different scenarios. In the winter, we actually use more scenarios because winter driving is very important. Okay, and that's usually in our 4th quarter when we start doing the winter driving.
Okay.
So it's 2 additional simulations to do on there, going down a mountain grade in the snow,
Right,
etc.
right.
So.
Now, obviously, this is much different than a real live truck, and I have used this before, and not to. It didn't go well.
I know.
What? I'm just saying it is
Right.
much obviously different. Now we were talking about testing before. Is this part of like a testing?
No, it's just something that's required by all the drivers to do.
Perfect. So nobody's gonna like
Right,
fail out.
and even the skid pad, say they drove all spring through the summer and they wanted to refresh it. Contact your DBL. We'll get you behind the wheel of this thing again. Get yourself
So if you're already
ready
driving,
for winter.
okay,
Oh yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
I didn't know that. That's good to
We
know.
also
Very
use
good
this
to know.
for training in case people get in an accident or
And need to do some sort of retraining
Yep,
or whatever
absolutely,
it may be. Okay,
absolutely.
very cool. Very cool.
Right?
Awesome. So Steve, we're kind of just wrapping up. But what else? I guess what would be the best? You've been doing this for a while with a lot of different experiences. What's the best advice you can give if somebody's coming on board to Schneider?
Relax.
Relax.
Yeah. Relax a little bit. You want to make sure that you are doing everything deliberately. And I tell this to all my students that are leaving here. The best advice I give to any driver is do everything deliberately. Don't do anything by accident. If you do everything step by step, you won't do anything that will cause an accident or get yourself into an accident.
Gotcha. Perfect. Awesome. Do you have anything else you want to add, Erica?
One other question. So for a lot of the viewers that we have right now, they may be on the fence considering why Schneider? Why did you originally choose Schneider? Schneider, and why would you? This is your moment here, the
Perfect.
sales pitch.
This is the
Why
sales pitch.
Schneider, Steve?
Well, I was a carpenter for 20 years. I fell off of roofs multiple times. I've fallen into basements multiple times. The last time I fell into a basement, they made me safety coordinator.
Oh,
Right? I couldn't buy, they wouldn't let me buy any stuff, so I went looking for a place that was safe. And I looked at
Yeah.
all the different companies, and Schneider was the one that stood out as far as safety concerned.
Right.
And that's what sold me. Okay, so I mean, I talked to a recruiter for 2 or 3 weeks, and I finally came in. Yep,
Okay.
came on board. I love it. Been here
Awesome.
ever since.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, we really appreciate you helping us
Yes,
out.
thank you so much for
Absolutely.
your time.
Continue asking questions. We'll answer them even after we're done. Or give us a call too. So once again, 800-44-PRIDE. You can call, talk to a recruiting assistant, recruiter, whether you have an application or not. You can text too if that's something you're more into. Just chat to 28,000.
Or just go to schneiderjobs.com and you can put in your zip code and see all the different available positions that are in your area available right now.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.